Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special athlete interview with my main man, Brett, and his parents. So, Brett, I don't want to steal too much of your thunder, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself and your family, man.
So it's my mom. It's me. And
Yeah,
it's Brett at that.
His dad's
sure.
around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. So where are you from, man? What do you play?
I'm from Point, Wisconsin. I play like outside linebacker, D end.
Outside linebacker, DM from Wisconsin. What's your height, weight? Just so we have a
Like
general
6'4",
idea.
190 pounds.
Okay, perfect, man. Perfect. So we started working together. What is it? Probably 3 months now, 3 or 4 months ago now.
Yeah, something like that.
4 months. So I guess kind of in that time and kind of going through the program with us and everything, I guess like where were you at kind of before actually joining something like this, man?
Before I was like running a 4.8, no, like a 5.8, 40-yard dash, which is it's pretty slow. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Sure, man.
then I used to really run really weird too. Like it wouldn't make sense. Like now it actually like how I run, like it's coherent. Or it's
Yeah,
like
for sure. It's just a little bit more smooth
yeah.
overall. For sure, man. What do
I
you
can't.
for sure when you kind of were at that speed and maybe you were feeling just a little bit awkward in your body, obviously you've got a pretty big frame, like you're a tall kid. I guess for you, maybe what weren't you able to do at that point in time that you wish that you could?
Like get fat, like beat others in like races and whatnot. Like during like sprints at the end of the thing, I'd always be like last or something like that because I was like really slow.
Yeah. I guess what type of negative impact was that maybe like having on you or
But like I wouldn't really play a lot since I wouldn't go anywhere. Like I couldn't make any plays since I couldn't move fast enough to get to the play before it ended.
definitely, dude. Okay. Appreciate you sharing that. I guess so kind of being there, what were kind of your thoughts and your feelings kind of before actually getting started with us and then kind of like, linking up on that first call with Claude and kind of going into that whole process?
It was pretty decent because I saw like your Instagram videos and like how you're trying to like you showed me how like what you do works. And I saw like the success from Vance's, like other ones, or Carter, like how he was able to drop his 40 after tearing his ACL and other.
Definitely. Definitely. For sure. I mean, for you, man, like I know online training was something that you were kind of brand new to. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, like for you, I guess what are maybe some like doubts and fears around online training, or something else maybe coming into a process like
Um,
this?
my fear was that I wasn't gonna work, but I guess it's like you gotta have trust and just like believe in yourself, and you just gotta keep on working. If you put in the
Yeah,
work, they'll come back.
definitely. I guess what maybe specifically like made you think that it wouldn't work for you?
Um, like not getting like enough tension or like not getting enough like personalized help to make me succeed.
Got you. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So I guess like kind of thinking that maybe before coming through it, like I guess after actually going through it and seeing what you've been able to do, like I guess what do you think now? Or
Now I think you pretty much have all the time. Whenever I need to message you, I can message Andrew, anyone there, and I can always get help no matter what I'm doing. It's like
yeah,
just one message away. It's really convenient and really easy to get the help I need during it or whenever I need it.
definitely, bro. I appreciate you saying that. And appreciate you saying that. And that's definitely one of the powers of it. I guess like doing in-person training, which you've tried before and what you've kind of been doing, and then kind of going through a program like this, like what do you feel like you maybe got more attention and more coaching and either online here or kind of compared to in person what you've
Yeah, you can get a lot more attention in like the videos that you send. I can go
okay.
back if I really don't understand what I'm doing. I can go back and watch all the things you said I should fix, so then I could adjust after like you sent it and told me instead of like having to go re-ask what I was doing wrong to the
Yeah,
person when I'm there.
yeah, definitely, dude. I appreciate you saying that. I guess for you too, like mom and dad, I mean, I'm sure you guys hadn't ever heard of like online training or anything before, right?
No, we hadn't.
For sure. So I'm sure there was some like kind of doubts and fears and wondering if this is something that even works.
Definitely initial apprehension we had. And but seeing Brett during the first round and his dedication to working out and following the programs and making sure that he met the calls with you was awesome. I mean, he's an
Definitely.
okay student, but I have to push him to be a good student. And
Yeah.
he did fantastic in your program without me having to say anything.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. I guess, you know, doubts and fears about like online training, I guess I totally get. Like, I guess what ultimately made you guys say yes and like take that leap of faith?
Initially, I think you just have to have the faith. And it wasn't a huge monetary loss if it didn't work out.
Mm,
I look back on some of the other things that we've invested in, whether it be video games or something like that, and he didn't get anything really out of it besides playing a video game.
yeah,
And then looking at his dedication for that first period was huge. So it didn't make us even second guess the second time around.
for sure. For sure. Yeah. No, I appreciate y'all saying that. For you, Brett, like, I guess what all do we do actually inside of the program?
Um,
And
like
like,
even like the mobility calls, like that's helps you like
mhm.
just like relax your muscles at the end of the week and just like prepare you for
Yeah,
the next week after. Um, you also, if I ever needed, like, if I didn't know what I was doing, I could always hit you up and say, like, yo, Will, I don't know what I'm doing for this. Can we connect, like, on a Zoom call or something? And you'd always, like, help me and figure it out what I need to do.
definitely, man. Yeah, for sure. What do you feel like? I mean, obviously there was a whole bunch of different things, right? There was a group calls, there was like messaging with me and just being able to kind of help you out. And then obviously the entire like program too of the workout. So I guess
Yeah.
like which part of all that do you think kind of was like the difference for you in actually being able to like get faster and kind of get more confident in your body too?
Um, Probably like you. So, like, like, when I, like, started, like, actually, like, progressing, like, and getting better, you, like, push me and say, like, oh, yeah, you're doing this right, instead of just, like, saying you're doing this wrong and this wrong. You tell me what I'm doing right and just, like, makes you think about how you're, like, improving, not just, like, doing worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Once you were able to kind of start to see those wins stack up and see that improvement and see that progressions, like I guess from your point of view, how do we actually like take that next step or like kind of give you more complex or more challenging
Um,
things?
You you like other alterations like the like the pogo A skips compared to the A skips and like
Yeah.
the B runs or
Yep.
whatever. Which makes it harder, which is a lot harder and just like teaches you how you should actually like the form you're supposed to use instead of having trying to figure it out by yourself. Like
Yeah.
in all the videos you put in the program, you can go back and look at what you do with
Hmm.
it. You can understand it.
For sure. Yeah. I guess throughout the entire thing now being where you're at right now, I guess like what are you able to do right now and kind of going forward that you maybe weren't able to do at the start of the
Um,
program or before you joined?
um, beat people on races during sprints. That's for sure. I was never really beating anyone. That's a really big plus. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of get recognition. Like I got some like some people are saying like, dang, he like changed a lot. He's like a lot better at everything. It's, it's kind of like you just kind of I don't know. You just
That's awesome, dude.
people like notice it. I don't.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's really cool. And I appreciate you sharing that. In terms of like, I guess like just raw numbers and um I know there's a couple different things we did, right? In terms of like actually your diet too. And
Yeah.
then being able to put on weight as we get faster. I guess like what were those results kind of like for you?
I actually just kept gaining speed as I gained weight. So it was like shoot, this is really nice. I'm actually putting on mass, like lean mass, while getting faster and faster, which you wouldn't be mad about since what can you be mad about if you're getting bigger and faster at the same time?
For
Because
sure.
most people say, oh, you can't be like big and fast at the same time. But
Yeah.
like that's like untrue if you're following this.
Yeah, dude, I for sure. What do you think? Because obviously, like, it's something that people struggle with in terms of like actually putting on weight and getting faster at the same time. What do you think we like did specifically in terms of both your diet and then actually the speed work to be able to do both of those at the same time? Like, what really helped you the most?
One is like just the meal prepping. That's one. Which you like, you have the videos on how to do it, like telling me how, like what you should do, and like what you need to meet, like the goals, which like the protein goals and everything else, which just helps you
Yeah,
know what you need to reach to succeed.
definitely, man, for sure, for sure. And then, I mean, for mom and dad, I guess, kind of just talk maybe a little bit about where Brett is now. Like, I guess, what other impacts have you seen this program and like the mentorship have on him?
The big thing Brett kind of touched on already, and just looking at the coaching that he's had over numerous years, is that he never really had a coach that believed in him. He was just a number, a part of the team. And that's a big difference that I noticed with you. And just like Brett said, is that you believed in him and you didn't constantly say, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you need to be doing this. And that's what a lot of his coaching in the past has been. But once he saw that you believed in him, he was able to believe in himself in order to get him started. Now going to the practices and it's like, wow, man, what did you do? What did you do? And having that self-confidence in yourself can make huge differences. I mean, it's kind of like, is your bucket half full or half empty? And
Yeah.
he's riding on a half full, he's riding on a full bucket now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that's super cool, and I really appreciate y'all sharing that. Like that actually like means the world to me, right? And that's why we do it, obviously. But
Do you have anything you want to add?
I'm sorry. I agree. Everything with the motivation was outstanding.
it's awesome. That's really cool. Cool. I guess Brett, and I mean anyone can chime in here, but someone who was in a similar position as you, Brett, like if they're on the fence about joining this program or working with me, like I guess what might you say to them on actually
They
taking
should
that step?
absolutely do it. They should absolutely do it. They don't have anything to lose. They can schedule a call. They have nothing to lose. Like you can't get any worse if you're there. You can only get better. So if you can improve any way possible, you should do it. This
Definitely.
is one way.
And I look at, where Brett was at before that. He was a video gamer. And that's what he was dedicated at it. And being a video gamer is great. You might be happy at that time, content. You might make some gaming friends. You might be really great at Minecraft or whatever game it is that they're playing, but it's not going to build your self-esteem. It's not going to make you believe in yourself the way that your program has made Brett believe in himself.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And I appreciate that. And I obviously appreciate Brett coming and putting in the work too. Cause like, yeah, I can give anyone like all the support and resources and information in the world, but like if they don't actually come in and like put in the work, then it doesn't mean anything. So like, and I just appreciate Brett like coming in, putting his head down, taking the coaching and just showing up every day. And like, there's kids that come in and they do the work, but they don't do the extra things. Like they don't meal prep. They don't like find ways to be able to do those things that we've done. So appreciate you guys as, a family, like being there. And Brad, appreciate you, dude, like coming in, being an awesome client and an awesome athlete. And it's been a pleasure to work with you so far, bro. And I'm super excited for these next couple months for you throughout your senior year.
But we appreciate everything that you have done.
Definitely. I appreciate that. What, I guess any last words from you guys, Brett? Any last words, man?
I guess if you're on the fence, you should just do it. Like you don't got anything to lose. You should just go for it.
Sure, man. Sure. Cool.
Okay,
Well,
I have one more comment just because
Yeah.
I do.
for sure. Go ahead.
If you do the same things over and over and over again, nothing's going to change. You have to do something different to make that change. If you sit there in front of your video games and play them day after day after day, nothing's going to be any different.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. That's
Right.
the quote to live by. But yeah, no, I do appreciate you, Brett, coming in and like drawing a line in the sand and saying like this is the day that, you know, this changes. And obviously the results kind of speak for themselves and where you're at now. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming on, talking through this, talking through kind of his whole journey. And yeah, just appreciate y'all a ton. Go ahead and end the recording here.